Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Taylor, but everybody calls me Tay. And today, as you guys can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be giving you guys a story time on why me and my roommate had to evacuate from our apartment last week because the roof blew off. You heard me. The roof blew off of the apartment building. The roof said, bye-bye. The roof said, I gotta go. The roof said, I'm not providing shelter anymore. Okay, so if you guys want to get the tea on what happened, the ins and outs, my thoughts, my feelings, like everything that was going on in the process of having to evacuate from my apartment, then make sure you guys stay tuned throughout the whole video. And before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell so that you guys can be updated every single time your girl posts a new video. Now let's get into the story time. Okay, so a little bit of background information before we get into the nitty-gritty of the story, okay? So I'm a graduate student, right? And a part of the requirements for my program is that I have to attend internship. My internship is like somewhat of an after school program. So from 3:30 to 5:30, some students come in and they'll either do their homework, we'll tutor them, we mentor them, or we just play card games with them. So on this day, last week, Wednesday, I'm at internship or whatever, doing what I gotta do on the computer. And what time was it? It was like around lunchtime. So probably like around 12 or 1 o'clock. So I get up from the computer and I go out into the hallway just to walk around because I was tired of just sitting down all day. So I get up and I walk into the hallway and I looked outside and I could see that it's drizzling. So I'm like, oh Lord, it's raining. Like I don't have no umbrella or whatever. So I go back inside and I would just call her my coworker. I tell my coworker like, oh girl, like it's raining. So mind you, my program is located in the basement of the school. So in the basement, we have windows, but you can't really see what's going on outside. So to us, it always looks like it's dark outside. Like it could be sunny as fuck, but it looks like it's dark outside. Like that's just how the windows in the basement is set up. So whatever, I tell my coworker like, oh girl, it's raining. So she like, for real, I don't have no umbrella. Like the day that I don't bring no umbrella, it's raining. I'm like, yeah, me too. And I just flat ironed my hair like a couple days ago. And all my naturals know natural hair and the rain do not mix. So I'm like, fuck, like I hope it stopped raining by the time we get out of internship. So the day goes on, whatever, and it eventually stops raining. Or so I thought. So at this point, a student after school begun, a student came in and what was he doing that day? Either he was doing his homework or we was playing a card game. So my roommate texted me, and at this point, it's almost time to go. It's like 5:27. She texted me once she got home and she's like, oh, the power is out and the roof got messed up, but they're here fixing it right now. So I'm like, what? And I'll insert what she said right here on the screen or whatever. So I'm like,
what? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But in my head, being that she said the power went out and the roof, something happened with the roof, but they was there fixing it, I didn't think anything of it. I'm just like, oh, okay, like, the rain probably knocked the power out or whatever. I wasn't even thinking about the roof. Like, was not even thinking about the roof. I was more so thinking about the power. So I'm like, all right, it's nothing, like, they there fixing it, it's whatever. So we get out of internship, I'm walking to my car, I get in my car, and I do my daily routine. Like every time I get out of internship, I call my mother. So I call my mother on the phone, on Instagram FaceTime, because she don't have an iPhone. She's team Android. Y'all need to go tell my mother that she needs to get an iPhone. But anyway, so I'm on the phone with my mother, I'm telling her about my day, and then my roommate calls me. So she's like, Tay, like they telling us that we gotta leave and and where you at, da da da. I'm like, wait, what? Like, slow down, what's going on? So my roommate is like, yeah, I was about to get in the shower, and they telling us that we gotta leave because the roof came off, and it's not safe for us to be in here, and we gotta get our stuff, and we gotta leave. So, and she was like that she asked whoever was at the door, and it ended up being the firefighter or fireman or whatever. So she was like, oh, can I take a shower? He was like, no, like, you have to leave right now. And she's like, but my roommate is not here yet. Like, can I at least wait for my roommate to come? He's like, well, where's your roommate? And she's like, she just got out of class. Like, she's on her way home now. He was like, well, you can't wait for her, so you need to get your stuff and you gotta go. So I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean we have to get our stuff and go? Like, that's the part that's not clicking in my brain. Because one, we go to school upstate. So we're only staying up here because we're in school. Like, we don't have any family out here. We don't have any friends out here. It's just me and my roommate. So when he said, you can't stay here, you gotta go, we like, but where we going? Like, what do you mean we have to, where are we going? So I hang up the phone with her. I'm like, all right, bet. Like, I'm coming home right now. I'm in the car right now. I'll be there in like 5 minutes. So I call my mother back and I'm like,
Ma, they just said that we gotta leave. Like, the roof blew off and it's not safe for us to be in a building. They telling Sapphire that we gotta evacuate. Like, I don't know what's going on.
She like, relax, calm down. Who was she talking to? So I'm like,
I don't know who she was talking to. Like, she said some guy told her that they gotta leave. Like, I don't know who she's talking to. I just know what she told me, and it's that we have to get our shit and we have to go. Like, we can't stay there.
I'm on the phone with my mother, and I pull into the parking lot. So as I'm pulling into the parking lot, I see our neighbor, this lady that live above me, this white lady, and we call her Becky. Like, cause, that's not cool, but we call her Becky. So yeah, like, because when we first moved in, she was basically telling us all the tea about the apartment and the people that lived there, whatever. So my mother was like, oh, my mother always refers to her as Becky. So I'm like, Ma, like, the Becky is right here. Like, she trying to tell me something through the window. She like, what she trying to say? Mind you, my phone is connected to my car. So, like, if you know how, I don't know, you may or may not know, but if you can connect your phone to the car, it's mad loud if you have it up. So my mother's like, what Becky saying? Da-da-da. I'm like, chill, because I don't want her to be able to hear you through the car because this shit is loud. So anyways, I'm on the phone with my mom. I'm getting out the car, and Becky's talking to me, and she's like, oh yeah, we can't go into the building. Like, they saying that we gotta leave. I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? She's like, yeah, the roof blew off. Like, I was in my apartment when it happened, and it was like, I was so scared. I'm like, what happened? Like, so she's like, oh, when I was in my apartment, it sounded like it was a tornado going on out there, and everything was shaking, and stuff was flying off the building, and I was so scared that she said she ran downstairs to the second, because it's 3 floors in my apartment complex. So she's on the 3rd floor, I'm on the 2nd floor. It's 2 people on each floor. It's 3 floors and it's 2 people on each floor. So she ran downstairs to the 2nd floor, and she knocked on the people's door who live across from me, and she was like, oh my God, can I come in? I'm so scared or whatever. So I guess she went in there with them while everything was happening or whatever. So basically she was just saying that trees was flying everywhere, the roof fell off, whatever. I'm like, what? So mind you, like I said earlier in the story, I didn't know it rained that bad. Like, the only time I knew that it was raining was when I got up from my seat from the computer and walked into the hallway and seen it was drizzling. I didn't know that the rain was this bad. So I'm like, at what point in the day did all of this happen? Because to me, it was just drizzling. Like, I had no idea it was raining this bad. Anyway, so I'm done talking to Becky outside or whatever. I go into the building, and now I'm like frantic because I've never been in a situation where I had to react immediately. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've never been in like an emergency situation where I had to just take what I can get and go. So I really couldn't function straight Now, mind you, me and my roommate, like, we didn't get to do dishes the night before. We didn't get to take out the trash. My room is a hot mess. I didn't get to make up the bed. Like, I didn't get to do shit because in my head, I thought after internship, I was gonna come home and do the dishes, take out the trash, clean up my room, make a YouTube video. Like, I had all of these plans, but shit did not work out that way. Like, I had to now pack for Lord knows how long because the roof flew off and it wasn't safe to be in the building. So I recorded a little bit of clips of me like in the moment of trying to gather my stuff together. So I'll insert that right here. Hey YouTube, so I said I'm documenting this.
I'm crying. Hey
YouTube.
We don't have time for that.
Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Taylor, but everybody calls me Tay. And today I just got home from internship.
She is so extra.
Okay, hold on. Listen, I just got home from internship, right? And my roommate called me and she was like, oh, listen, I'm gonna tell you guys the story later, but right now I have to pack my clothes because we're being forced out of our apartment because there was a tornado or a hurricane or whatever, and it blew the roof off of our apartment complex. So now we are being forced to evacuate. So I just wanted to throw my phone on the tripod real quick and record this because this shit is crazy as fuck. I don't know what to do. I'm nervous. I'm pressed for time and I have to pack. So I don't know what to do. I hate being rushed. Like, this is crazy. I can't even think straight. I'm getting my pajamas, a set of pajamas, and a couple pairs of panties, bra. Yeah, I am packing. Yeah.
We need to figure out what hotel we're staying at. But there's a hotel by the not getting in and
yes, this is raw footage.
I look distressed.
Raw footage.
There's a hotel. I think it's a Marriott by my internship.
Okay.
We don't have to.
This is crazy though, for real. I don't even know what to pack because I feel like I'm being rushed. I might just have to go to Walmart and just, if anything, and get some shit like pajamas, socks. I have homework that I have to do. Getting my shea butter, my deodorant. Oh my God, the electricity just shut off. Oh, I'm getting so antsy. Oh my God, what the fuck? I'm so antsy right now. Once everybody's evacuated, they're gonna lock the doors, or we're not gonna be able to come back in. So it's not safe for us to be in here right now because the fucking roof is falling off the building. Yo. Ow! Nah, just cause I have the tripod set up. Come. Say hi to YouTube.
YouTube, y'all gonna see me again when I don't look like this because
You gotta come down a little bit.
no home training. Like
yeah, it's real. Y'all getting raw.
I was getting in the shower when he called for about to wash my hair. Like, open the door. He looking at me like, yeah. I'm like, yes. He's like, did you not get a call? I was like, what are you talking about?
Do I have my wallet? Like, I just feel lost. I'll come back when I'm done and we're about to leave. But yeah, like, it was crazy. I couldn't think straight. I ended up getting off the phone with my mom, And then I think she called me back, or I called her back, and she was like, make sure you take stuff that you need. Make sure you get like a good amount of clothes, because y'all probably not gonna be able to go back to the apartment for a while. I'm like, but what do you mean we not gonna be able to go back to the apartment for a while? Like, what are you talking about? Like, it wasn't clicking in my head, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, this is actually happening to us right now. So I'm so nervous, and I'm just waiting for somebody to knock on the door and kick us out. I didn't know what to grab, like, and mind you, I needed to do laundry, so I really didn't have anything to begin with. Like, I didn't have anything. Damn near all my clothes, like my underwear, all of that stuff was in the dirty clothes. Like, all that stuff was in dirty clothes. So at this point, I'm just grabbing shit. Like, I grabbed some pajamas, I grabbed some sweatpants, and I grabbed my toothbrush, my body wash, and everything, all my essentials or whatever. But obviously, I still forgot something. So I grabbed some sneakers and stuff like that, but I still left stuff. So me and my roommate is now bouncing our fucking luggage down the steps. Like, we just couldn't believe this was happening. So now, I forgot to mention, while we was in the crib, like, getting everything situated, the electricity went out. So now we like, fuck. Mind you, we got mad food in the fridge, and we have dishes in the sink. So, mad food in the fridge, dishes in the sink, there's no water, and now the refrigerator is not on, so our food is gonna go bad. Okay, so we didn't even think to like take the garbage out or anything. We was really just trying to get out as fast as we can. So we're bouncing our luggage down the steps, We get outside, and I go to put my stuff in the car. So at this point, there's like a group of like 5 white people standing in front of the building, and they talking and they laughing, and I'm just like, what's so funny? And then there's these other people from the other building that's right next to us, and they asking my roommate like, oh, so where y'all gonna go? And my roommate was like, I don't know, probably a hotel. They's like, oh, okay. But it's just like, why are you asking? If you gonna provide us shelter? Are you gonna invite us into your home? Are you gonna give us money for a hotel? Are you gonna give us money for food? So why are you asking where we going? Like, at this point, you just being nosy, and I don't like that. So anyway, I put my stuff in the car or whatever, and I want to see what's going on. So there's like, they wasn't construction workers. I'ma just say they was from National Grid. National Grid is like an electricity company or whatever. So they're from National Grid, I'ma just say. And so I go up to, no, I was recording because I'm like, I need to get this footage. And so the black guy, he seen me recording. He was like, oh, the damage is back there. Like, instigating, hyping it up. Like, the damage is back there. Like, you go back there and you'll see what really happened. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm going back there, like, to behind my building or whatever. The roof is literally coming off and sliding down the building. Like, and it's so crazy because my room window was literally right next to the like the roof sliding down. So hopefully you guys can see, but like I have blue curtains, so if you guys pause the video and zoom in, like you'll be able to see where my room window is at. So I just thank God that it wasn't any crazy damage. There was no water damage, at least to our apartment. I don't know about the 3rd floor, but there was no water damage to our apartment. I'm grateful that, you know, we weren't in the room or in the apartment and like shit was flying through, and you know, it was nothing crazy like that. So I'm grateful for that. But yeah. So anyway, after I finished looking at the damage in the bag, I walked back towards the black guy. So he starts telling me how the 5 white people that was like standing in the front of the building laughing, how one of them is the manager. I said the manager, how one of them is the owner of the building. So I'm like, all right, bet. He like, yeah, I think it's the one with the green hat. I'm like, all right, bet. And he looked a little, he looked a little like a Trump supporter. But I don't know. That's not what we're here to talk about. But anyway, so yeah, so I walk over. I'm like, all right, bet. Thank you. I'm gonna call him Sean. I'm like, thank you, Sean. Like, I appreciate you. So I'm done talking to Sean, the black guy, or whatever. So I walk over to where all the white people are sitting there, and I'm just standing behind them, and I'm just waiting for them to acknowledge me. So one of the owner, I'm gonna name him Gary. So the owner, Gary, he turns around and me and him make eye contact. I'm like, hi, how you doing? Are you the owner of the building? And he's like, yeah, I'm the owner of the building. And I'm like, okay, hi, how you doing? My name is Taylor. I was just wondering, like, when will we be able to return back to the building? So he's like, honestly, I don't know right now. You know, the damage is pretty severe. We have to find people that can repair the roof. And then after that, National Grid has to come back in and put all of the meters back on, because they took all of the meters off. So they have to come back in, put all the meters back on, and then they have to turn on the electricity. So we don't really know how long it's going to take, but as of right now, we think it's going to be about 2 weeks. 2 weeks? I'm like, 2 weeks? Where I'm going to go? Mind you, like I said, we don't have no family out here. We don't know nobody out here. We don't have no friends out here. So where we really going for 2 weeks? Where we going? So he said that, and I'm just like, okay. And then I tell him, I'm like, yeah, you know, me and my roommate, we go to such and such school, and we're graduate students. We're just out here for school, and we don't have no family out here, so we don't really know where to go. So at first, Gary was acting a little funny. Like, he was like, oh, well, you know, there's some hotels that you guys could check into, but yeah, that's about it. So I'm like, okay, Gary, thank you. So me and my roommate had pulled up at this point. She said hi to him, so we standing there, we talking to Gary or whatever. So then me and my roommate, we walked over to my car. So we're standing by my car trying to figure out where we're gonna go. And Gary walks over to us and he's like, if you guys want, you can follow me and I can check you guys into a hotel. So me and my roommate like, all right, bet. Like, that graduate student sob story shit worked. Even though it's true, but it worked. So we like, all right, bet. We'll follow Gary and see what hotel he's going to check us into. So Gary said that he's going to drive us to a hotel and check us in. So I'm like, all right, bet. So Gary gets in his car, my roommate gets in her car, and I get in my car. So once I get in my car, I call my mother, and I'm like, Ma, Gary said that he's gonna drive us to a hotel and check us in. My mother like, Taylor, don't let him check you into any hotel now, because you already know how we get down. You already know how your family is. We don't go to any type of hotel. Don't let him check you into no motel. Da, 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 da. I'm like, Ma, I understand. Like, I'm not gonna let him check me into no rinky-dink little side street hotel. Like, I'm not gonna let him do that. I don't stay in motels, not even on no cocky shit, but like, I don't stay in motels, and I'm not gonna let nobody check me into no dirty hotel. Like, I'm not doing that. So she's like, all right, well, I don't want to get all hyped, so call your father and talk to your father, and then when everything gets situated, call me back and let me know, because I don't want to get all worked up. I'm like, all right, bet, Ma. I'm going to call you back when everything gets situated. I hang up the phone with my mother. Gary starts to pull out of the parking lot. Then my roommate pulls out of the parking lot, and then I follow behind her. So as we're driving, I call my father. I'm like, Daddy, like, Gary is about to drive us to a hotel and check us in. He's like, all right, bet. And I was telling him how my mother was acting. He was like, listen, at the end of the day, you know what you gotta do. And if you feel uncomfortable at the hotel that he's checking y'all into, you got money. You know, you don't gotta stay there. Like, you're not obligated to stay anywhere just because he checked y'all in. And I'm like, I know. And I'm like, all right, bet, like, thank you, Dad. You know, I'll let you know when I get there, whatever. So we driving on the highway, right? I really don't like following behind people, but being that I'm following behind Gary and my roommate, I know that I gotta drive mad fast. So I'm driving, I'm like, I'm like I'm in GTA type shit, like, because y'all not about to leave me. So as I'm trying not to get cut off by any cars, of course, a car gotta come and be on my body and cut me off. So the car cuts me off, so now I'm really on GTA time, and I'm like, so I go to the middle lane, because we in the third lane. So I go to the middle lane, I'm driving mad fast past the car that cut me off, and then I go back in front of him. So, because I'm like, y'all not about to leave me, because I don't know where we going. So I'm following, I get right back behind my roommate, I'm following her, or whatever, and we finally pull up to a strip of hotels. So the first hotel we pull into, everybody goes, they park their car, we get out, and we go into the building, into the hotel. So the girl at the front desk she wasn't even at the front desk. Like, she was like in the lounge area, and she looked like she was doing her homework. Like, she was giving off night host vibes. Like, and a night host is basically somebody that they stay, like, in the dorm, they stay in front of the door to make sure that anybody coming into the building after a certain time lives in that building. So that's basically what she looked like she was doing. So she's sitting there doing her homework, and Gary, he's like, these are my tenants, and our roof just came off, and they need a place to stay. So can I check them in here? And she's like, no, this is, we're not accepting anybody. This is for the school's students that has COVID. So basically the strip of hotels is across the street from the school that we go to. So anybody that goes to that school and potentially has COVID or has been exposed to COVID or has COVID, they get checked into this particular hotel so that they can quarantine from the rest of the students. So once we heard COVID patients are staying here, we said, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. We getting the fuck up out of here. So we was like, all right, thank you. Bye. And we went back to the car and got in our car, and Gary drove us to another hotel. So we get to the second hotel and we pull into the parking lot. We follow Gary in. He checks us in, and as he's checking us in, obviously he's telling the people at the lady at the front desk what happened or whatever. And me and my roommate, we just standing there, and we like, yep, swipe that card, like swipe, because we're not paying for it. Like, we're not paying for it. So as he's talking to the lady and checking us in, my roommate, she says in my ear, she's like, did he say that he's only checking us in for one night? So that means that on Thursday at 12, we gonna have to leave. I'm like, what? So I'm like, Gary, so does that mean that tomorrow we have to check out at 12 noon? So the lady at the front desk, she's like, yeah. We was like, And he was like, oh, I could check you guys in for 2 nights to start off with. We was like, okay. So then that means that now we're supposed to be checking out on Friday at 12 noon. So everything is situated. Gary checks us in. We walk back out to the parking lot and we start to get our bags. And before Gary leaves, we exchange numbers or whatever, just in case, we gotta contact him so he can extend our stay, or in case we have any questions. So Gary departs, he goes on about his way, and me and my roommate go to we go into our hotel room or whatever, we get situated, whatever. That's the end of the first night. So, like, the second day, I'm at internship. Wait, was I at internship? Yeah, I'm at internship, and me and my roommate is texting, and we want to go back to the house to get some stuff. So, mind you, we're not supposed to, obviously we have to evacuate. So if you have to evacuate somewhere, then that means it's not safe for you to be there, and you don't need to be going back to get anything. But we was being rebels, and we went back or whatever during our lunch break, and we went into the building. Now, when we went there was people working on the roof. So we like, all right, at least they fixing the roof. But there was no tape or anything saying that we couldn't go in. There was no, the doors, the apartments were not like padlocked so that we couldn't get in. Like, if you have a key, you can get into the building. So we went into our apartment and the water was running, so I was able to wash the dishes. We got all the garbage, we threw it out, and we gathered some more clothes or whatever the case that we needed. And I still forgot stuff. Like, it don't make no sense. But anyway, as I'm washing the dishes, the guys working on the roof is just throwing stuff, is smacking on the floor, is they tossing stuff off the roof. I'm like, oh nah, like I'm washing the dishes like, oh nah. And I'm trying to hurry up. They throw another thing. I'm like, oh shit, like, oh hell no. Like, it's time for us to get up out of here. Because I just felt like the roof was going to come crumbling down or something was going to fly through the window and hit me and pin me up against the refrigerator on some Final Destination shit. So I'm like, we got to go. Like, we have to go. So we get all our stuff. We empty out the garbage. Dishes is clean. But we was not able to take out the food from the fridge. So God bless us when it's time to go back into the apartment. Like, I don't even want to think about it. Like, I really don't. Because every time I think about it, it just gets me worked up and I just get antsy. Like, ooh, oh, I already know it's going to be nasty. But anyway, so we get our stuff and we left. And we honestly have not been back to... No, we did go back to the crib, but my roommate had to go pick up some mail, so I didn't go back into the building, but she went back in to get some mail, and it was right at the door, and then we dipped. But honestly, after that, we have not been back to the building. We've just been in the hotel and living in the hotel. We are in a nice hotel, so it's not too bad, but it's just the simple fact that now every time we're hungry, we have to eat out or order out. So we've been spending money like crazy, and it's very inconvenient, but I'm grateful that we're safe. So I think that we're gonna be here for another week. So yeah, that's really it for this story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down in the comment section below. If you have any video ideas that you guys would like me to do, leave it down in the comment section below. And like I always say, thank you guys, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell so that you guys can be updated every single time I post a video. Okay? Bye!